rounding out the latter half of the missions that we have, we are into the Joined Forces category. This one is very top heavy, a lot of LRs, good fun stuff. This is definitely one of the easier runs of the whole thing. I'd say the second easiest behind Powerful Comeback. Just a lot of straight power here, but let's not waste any time. Let's go over to the wiki, get started, and I'll provide a couple alternate team builds that you could use as well for this specific mission. All right, we're now over on Joined Forces. This team, let's not overcomplicate it. Let's just kind of get right to the point. Not going to be too much thought here, right? Very top-heavy team. You want to take your best LRs, you want to push them together to the most level of cohesion that you can, the most synergy that you can get. The two rotations I recommend that you run the most in this event, in specific, is LR Kale and Caulifla with Tech Kale and Caulifla, and the Tech Vegeta or Gogeta and the STR Vegito. Those are the two Z tier most optimal rotations that you could run here. I would highly recommend that you bring both of them. If you got to kind of outsource a little bit, some of the other units I do suggest that you can bring. Let's see. This Goku and Vegeta, very good. Rainbow Orb changing, especially when they're on, they end up on the same turn as Tech Gogeta. They're going to look their best. This Krillin and 18, after their Easy A, they are a long event machine. They stack, they do all kinds of fun stuff. Kale and Caulifla with their stacking, super, super good. Krillin and Gohan, another unit you can 100% run, get away with. Power Creep did them nicely, super effective. Tech Go Bros, build them up, last phase, they'll do fine. Goku and Piccolo in long events, they're very good. 17, I'd stay away from, not a U7 team. Same thing goes with Goku and Frieza. Not a Universe 7 build, so stay away from them, in my opinion. Tapion and Minosha, very good defensively, especially if you can get their links, but in this case, it's going to be difficult as you cannot bring Tapion. Goku and Hit, wouldn't say bring them in here. They're more of a Super Battle Road unit, but you can get away with it. Same goes for Turles, but any STR unit, aside from Tech Vegito, in my opinion, is suspect in this specific category run, as you do not have the ability to dodge. So defensively, they can look a little bit suspect. Great Saiyaman 1 and 2, after their Easy A, they do the defensive support, so you can get away with running them if you want to have higher defensive numbers. Other than that, the 3-year LRs can get away with them being this Vegito, this Gogeta. Frieza and 17, you can get away with running them. They stack, good for long events. The Joined Forces units of Gohan and Goten and Trunks, very viable options for long events. Tien and Roshi, wouldn't bring them. The androids you could probably get away with, but you want to run them with this android set right here. That rotation is dangerous. Just overall good rotation. So, let's see what else do we have in here. This Krillin and this Goten and Trunks, this Casserole, however the fuck you say that, you can run them, and that's about it. Let's go ahead, quick team building guide here, not too much you need to think about. I will go ahead, bring up a couple different builds, including the one that I used to be, or the most optimal one for my box, but obviously, we all have a different setup, so I'll go ahead and try and cover as many different ones that I can think of. We'll hop over to Dokkan and do that, then we'll get into the run, and I'll see you over there.
Okay, now we are covering the Joined Forces builds that we could look into. Here are a couple different options. This category is very top-heavy and has a lot of power, so you can get away with a lot of different builds. There is really no optimal one here, in my opinion. But here are just a couple different options to the one I ran. Mine did not look like this one, any of these in specific, but we could at least cover them, right? So, Kale and Caulifla, as you can see, that's a good rotation. They both stack. They're both really good by the end of the event. You don't have to worry about getting hit very hard. Android 18 and Krillin and Casserole, they both stack defensively and offensively. So you've got a lot of good options. Or you got to in a long event like this, you're definitely going to see them get better and better as the event goes on. And then Krillin and the Go Bros just as solid floaters that will not get you killed unless they get supered very early on. So you can definitely prioritize building them up in the third slot, and they should be just fine. Second build, very, again, power heavy here. We got Kale and Caulifla with Goku and Vegeta. Kale and Caulifla you throw in slot 1 for the stacking. Goku and Vegeta for the damage that they put out. STR Vegito and Tech Gogeta, one of the best rotations in the game, if not the best. And then Android 18 and Krillin and the Tech Androids for floating. Tech Androids you cannot run on global, so I gotta rethink that spot. Hold on. You could just really throw like anybody there. Like you could throw a Casserole in there, or Goten and Trunks, or let's see, right? Kale and Caulifla. You know that Kale and Caulifla is in there already. The Goten and Trunks. Really, there's a bunch of options here. So. Yeah, sorry, I somehow let that slip when I was putting it together, that you cannot run the androids. We'll just throw him there for now, but I would not recommend that you bring him. He is kind of dependent on a Universe 7 team. And last but not least, here is one of the other builds that you could do. Again, you see the idea with the Goten and Trunks and the Gohan and Krillin. They're just there to not get you killed. STR Vegito will not get you killed. Int Vegito could be kind of a risky play in the end, but by the end of it, you should have Infuse, so the defensive problems won't be as bad. And you can obviously build up the Go-Bros. So, ignore that little mistake I made with 17 and 18. These are a couple alternate setups that you could run. I tried to kind of base them a little bit more on free-to-play units and older LRs, rather than just kind of putting the best possible team together full of the Rainbow LRs and all that fun stuff. But that's going to be everything for the Join Forces stage. Let's go ahead, hop over to the gameplay, and see what I do for the successful run.
All right, moving right along, we are to the Join Forces team. Again, we are just going to go ahead and speed this up, as we just don't have a... Oh, what's the word, right? Like, if the gameplay goes like 25 minutes, I might as well just, like, you know, speed it up a bit, because I don't want to leave you here all day just with nothing. But the strategy that we're going to be going for in this specific run is we're going to link up the Kale and Caulifla, and then the STR Vegito and Tech Gogeta. So, two of the best rotations in the game in terms of just... Kale and Caulifla just being long event, just machines. They do everything you need for a long event. Tech Gogeta and STR Vegito, they just stay linked with each other so well. Defensively, offensively, they do everything you need them to do. If we ever fuse them, we get to scout the super attacks. We get Vegito's crit counters. He just does a lot, right? The Goku and Vegeta, if we get Rainbow Orbs, they just have ungodly attack numbers. Defensively, after they do a couple of attacks, especially at the Rainbow level, you shouldn't have to worry too much about the amount of damage they're taking. But you see that they do, you know, just everything in this run, just it goes well. Like, we get through it. I forget if this is a no-item run or not. I'd have to look and see if I labeled it that. Let's see. Yeah, Join Forces is a no-item run. The three we no-item runs were Siblings Bond, Powerful Comeback, and Join Forces. And I still have yet to record those so far, but we are getting there. So, well, I have them recorded, but I just haven't done that. I haven't put them into Premiere and edited them up yet. So, Kale and Caulifla, you're going to see, they just do their thing here. Just really good attack numbers, really high defensive numbers, everything that you want in a long event here. Well, I shouldn't even say high attack numbers. They're hitting like 4 million attack stats. 4 million attack stats in 2021 are like not even that good. So, like, or should I say 2022? Like 4 million, like, maybe that's a bit of a boost, but in long events, right? Like, when you stack up, 4 million really isn't like whoa or anything like that at this point. Because a lot of units do that turn one now. Like, Tech Jiren kind of ushered that in where it's like, oh shit, you're doing 6 million turn one with 250k defense. So, you know, 2020 power creep was crazy, 2021 power creep was crazy, and 2022 power creep is looking like it's going to be crazy. So, you know, we're having a lot of fun. JP Dokkan's eating, Global Dokkan's eating with New Year's. We're all having fun right now. The Super Vegeta is a very, very exciting time, as you on Global are getting a Pure Saiyans leader, and you also get content like this. So it'll have something to hold you over for a bit. The Vegeta event is tough. There's a lot of different things that you have to do to get it done, but it should be overall, like, you can definitely get it done, right? Like, beating the event isn't too bad. Just run a Hybrid Saiyans team, get all that stacking going, all that offense, all that defense. You have nothing to worry about. You can run a team like this. You can get it done if you just need to beat it, but the missions are where things get tricky, and it's where the most of the fun comes from. This is kind of personally like my favorite content in the game, because Super Battle Road is awesome, and ESPR is great too, but I just kind of like the idea of, like, getting creative. This kind of lets unit, like, this also helps with units that, like, don't get the shine that they usually would get, because you can't take them into static category or stages like ESPR, SPR. Like, LR, Kale, and Caulifla, you can only run on a few teams anyway, but, like, they're not the best option for Super Battle Road, right? Like, offensively and defense, they don't hold up as well as some of these other units, and they don't have, like, any stunning ability or anything like that, so it does get tricky. But this is a good, this team is a good benchmark. this, like I said, you can kind of go ahead and see how this plays out. I'm going to go ahead and let the gameplay ride from here. You've seen everything that you need to see out of me. The strategy, my rotations are pretty simple, but we can go ahead and let Gogeta and Vegeta dominate. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. I'm going to be posting all the Vegeta event missions with guides and all that fun stuff. And, going forward from there, I try to post Dokkan content regularly. And that's all I got for you today in this set of missions. So, stay tuned for the next set of missions here. I'm working on them as we speak. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. And I'm out.